everything hurts. Anyone out there agree with me? Yes. I am not here to glorify pain or underestimate its power and value to squeeze out some kind of goodness from it. But it is time we do have to align ourselves with truth. When we keep putting in the effort to reach towards that, we get to a higher elevation to see things clearly, to feel things more truthfully. But nevertheless, we are on the path of truth here. But sometimes we don't want too much truth. It's too much to handle, isn't it? But I also think that we are given only what we can handle. So, yes, everything hurts. Let's begin with the body. I was just actually laying down, wanting to go to sleep. I was very, very tired. September 6th, 2025 today. Good day, a little bit of wobble, and one confused person derailing me to think it's 7th of September. Wonderful lady I met today. Beautiful people. So many things happened, regardless of whether I was complaining about the pain or being with it or not. The day went by. Time goes by, isn't it? So many a wisdom can be manifested through the day's events, the happenings. We'll see where it goes. Then I started yawning, and then tears started to come out of my eyes. No, I was not crying. I've gotten better at that. Excuse me. It's past 10 in the night now. And then the squirming starts. Now, because of the body's squirming, the mind is not stable. And the constant tension we have to give to the body, whatever it is, right? It's very difficult to get into a meditative state or a restful state when your body is experiencing pain. Even with little work at home. So I think this job is given to me because I track things well. So in my attempt to do justice to the work that was given to my body, I had a master work on my body. It's a long story, but it's never ending, because by the time you pick on one thing and you start working on it, the next thing pops up, the next thing pops up. And now it's like being 20 years through this work of understanding the body, tracking it, doing what it uh, needs the best you can, so your mind can work properly, right? And you're doing justice to the life within you, and all that good stuff that happens. But man, is it difficult. It stirs it all up, and then it tries to puts it back together, all organic. Don't medicate myself. Very, very natural process of the work. Then there's, whatever the body does to cope with it. You get up, you start walking. I'm alone in an apartment, and that can make it worse. Nobody's there. Then your mind could get into states of helplessness, whatever, right? I mean, there's no end to that. But this is my third talk today. There is a different switch that goes off. It's happened all the time. I am not sure how it happens to other people, but I have experienced it happen with my husband, my son. Everybody carries a different kind of a spirit and personality, and how it squirms through your body and comes out. 100% of the time, sometimes I am not aware or in tune, but 100% of the time, if I reflect on it, it is something like this that needed to happen, and let it out. And it turns out to be a wonderful message, or a soothing wisdom that actually fills my body with I can't explain it. It's kind of like a drenched feeling, but it's dry in the spirit, It's happened to me many times. Like when you get blessed, when somebody touches your head or something like that, The nature is different every time, but the flavor is the same. Get it? It's like using one ingredient and making different dishes. It's something like that. The best I can explain it. But 100% of the time, when I sit, this is how I'm meditating, I guess, a way to go within myself and search for what is inside and make it shine. We talked about it in the morning. Seek and find what is hidden within and make it shine. When we get busy doing that, the pain and the rest of the drama that follows it takes a backseat. I was not in any mood to go out today, walk, or do anything, because I'm thinking, I don't know what's right, what's wrong, right? You just ride along. It's very, very difficult to figure out, especially with ladies' bodies. It is not chaotic, it's just a difficult math to figure out. Even if you have your own space and you're alone, it's very, very difficult. I have a lot more compassion. I did grow up with a lot of pain, and somehow you start to build up this bitterness and anger and frustration in the body. When that happens, then it gets very, very difficult to live in it, isn't it? You just walk around sloshing with this energy that, so then you seek something outside of it. Like you go for a career, do something that makes you feel good, art, whatever. But I was just thinking, when was the last time I felt like this? I mean, with the pain. And then it hit me. It's been going on forever, right? When was the last, ask yourself, When was the last time you actually did not feel like this? So pretty much your entire life, right? Being born itself is difficult. Oh God, the work the mother and the baby has to do to twist and turn and squirm and come out, it's a different kind of a spell. This whole journey of a woman, there is no need for a man to understand it, go into the states of minds of a woman, and it just it messes up with their mind, as it is, even just being a simple man is difficult for them. But I think we should take on the responsibility and just figure it out, go along as a way, no matter what. The level at which women's bodies can cope, can be flexible, can just bounce back into that state of mind to do the work, amazing. I bow down, isn't it? Bow down. I think women should love women more instead of going into places of disturbing personalities. A woman's personality can be very, very powerful in its gentle, firm, soft. It's a soft power. That's what's happening with me. So then the answer to that was never. I've always been in the presence of pain, one after the other, one after the other, especially after this work started, and I started to twist or unwind in a way. And nothing that I complained about was taken seriously. So what do? There is absolutely no solution or relief from outside. So then automatically one starts to go within. And that is when I started to realize that I have been so disconnected with my body, and how far I was from knowing the truth on all ways. An all round development has been performed here actually. So now that I look back, 20 years seems nothing. My son is 18, just that shock I can't get over every day. It's like, when I think about it, the memory of a baby being born is like it just happened yesterday, isn't it? God bless all the mothers out there. So many things happened. But when we are busy, it's like acting on a stage. You are in the character, right? You don't want to break out of character because you want to put on a good show. Funny story, from morning, I just remembered that because I see a lizard from outside. It's outside my window and I can see the shadow. From morning, there's been this lizard underneath my gas stove, right underneath. It's a long story, but one day I had this relationship with cockroaches, small cockroaches, and they were just creating hell. It was like a scene from a horror story, So we did some work, we tried this, we tried that, we cleaned up a little bit, and it's very clean. My home is way cleaner than I expected it to be. If I just get into the character, as a critic, and just look around, really loved it. Really love it. And before, I never had the time to even sit around and look around, you just do it as a chore, just get it over with. Yeah, how many times? Now everything is lovely because the attitude has changed, mentality has changed, even with all the pain and all that. See, I've been a healthy person, don't get me wrong, but there is something happening, be with me. And so I was dealing with the roaches, and then after a while I was like, wow, this is just tiring. Just doing normal basic stuff takes away all your energy, and wanting to do something extra, out of the question. See, that's what's happening in the world. There is so much imbalance. The desires we have, it's not our fault. I mean, it's nobody's fault. It's just evolved into something that has become bigger and so much more stronger just to deal with our addictions. We live with our habits, buying this, buying that, and to keep up and collecting stuff, and our lives just become so complicated and so cluttered, if I may say, isn't it? And that then it infiltrates into our relationships. So there is no end to it. And I think that's what it is. It's that kind of an imbalance that is so desperate to just stop and just be in the center and just take a breath and feel free in some way. Actually, some other things have been happening in my mind, so I would say it's just just the next chapter, it's the next classroom. One thing leads to the other, right? And I'm basically thinking in my mind, what can I do about this? What can I do about that? I was not able to do that before, ever. But when it cleans up, you actually feel so much bigger. When it's all cluttered, it's a compartmentalized, all your thought forms and patterns. And this is just a blueprint of my mind, I guess. Everyone has their own flow chart of how their mind works. So like I said, I think I'm able to do this job because I may be good at it. So maybe it's an experiment. I don't know. We'll see. To track it authentically and honestly. I always have the recorder next to me. Whatever you have, even a phone now, everything is so easy. 10 years back, it was difficult. Very difficult it was, even though I come from an IT background. What we wanted didn't work, or ideas didn't match for it to manifest, things like that. But I suggest that each of us have something inside of us called the soul, or the spirit, or some karmic leftovers, that we may have accumulated. Just saying, try this. Just try it. I mean, nothing is going to happen. Just keep it next to you. Keep a paper and pen nearby. So when a flash of thought comes, you're like, wow, where did that come from? That is how it all started. And then we would write it down. So beautiful. And then you look at it and go, this came from me? Wow. It kind of hits you in a different way. It's a different place in the mind and the heart to be. Maybe it's a new thing, I don't know. Or maybe I'm just making it up. Either way, it's a lovely place to be in, and it's a lovely part of us that one can become friends with and be with. Helps a lot. And you just record it, You record it. When you're recording it, then you do a good job, isn't it? I will get back to the lizard. I know it's waiting. I'm tracking. Like I said, this whole thing has been that way. How much can your mind track maybe with me with my stories? It's an intense story, and a lot of things have happened in 51 years, and I could get really, really overwhelming. But hey, if we can sit for hours and hours watching some video that we like or something like that, we can do this too. And slowly you start getting used to it. It becomes a part of you, starts living with you like a roommate. That's what I think it means, that Holy Spirit, finding that within you, doing everything with no conflict within ourselves. It's a very freeing feeling. So something is shifting and changing as I do the work to cope with certain challenges in life, one by one. Instead of piling up the problem, instead of piling up the workarounds, now it's a great mess, isn't it? So keep a recorder or something like that with you, and just look inside yourself, watch your thoughts, who's talking, what's happening, listen to it, do it however you want to do it. But this is all we have, this is all the free will we have to do it, this is all the control we can have. I'm not just talking about ignoring everything that's happening around and just going into some weird state of mind locked up. That's the opposite. I'm talking about a very open, live, entertaining and enlightening awareness. Basically, what is awakening, right? You find out within. You need a part that needs to be awake. So many people I saw today was just so mindless because they were doing something else. Obviously, mostly on the phone or something like that, or doing the work with so much hastiness. So then you start to be awake and aware and move around it, because what can you do? I got tired and I just don't have the energy to fight or create conflict every time, telling them what to do, what not to do. I changed all that because it wasn't working. It was draining my energy. So see what can come out of you. See what can be hidden within you. It could be the same thing, but it will be pertaining to your life and your truth. You see, we're not copying anybody. We're not taking it from any book. So if there is somebody around you that you're close to or intimate or anybody, even your family members, when they start to see this light shining from you, and that smile coming from a place of understanding, it really, really can change everything. That's what needs to happen, it needs to become a wave of awareness and awakening, and that bold, strong and confident strength that comes from within. You carry your presence so lightly and so softly, and that we're alive, and I would like to love. Is there anyone out there wants to join me in this sadhana or penance? Anyway, so from morning that lizard's been under the stove, and I got quite friendly with it. And like I said, after the roaches drama, I was just sitting and just thinking, you know what, maybe I should hire a lizard. Trust me, it's just true story. Not even a second went by after that thought flashed my mind, and there was a sound, and I just got jolted because it was a strong thought. I got up to check, because when you're alone in the house, you got to be aware of what sounds happening. Don't ignore it. It's important, because we all make mistakes, but how we go through with it is what's important, right? How you overcome it, even in life, that's what's important. Yes, you may have a pain, you may have a trouble, you may have a problem, but how are we looking at it? And it's basically troubleshooting skills. You try to manifest, this is real or not, then you try to find the solution, and if it's not there, you seek help. If that doesn't work, escalate it to the tier 3. It's lovely. I like that job I had in IMSCOM, Microsoft in Seattle. Briefly, 1-year projects like that I contracted, but I loved it. It was so, it helped my even my life, being so systematic, organized, good name from your customers. Anyway, so that's where all this is coming from, by the way. I'm not making this up. It's from my life experiences and what I have become through it, right? So it's very, very strongly truthful. And it should make sense to anyone. Very simple. So I look around. I like to know what's happening just in case I have to help myself, right? You have to be prepared. I get up to find what happened, what fell, and all of a sudden I start to see this lizard just start to run away. I'm like, oh my god! It just fell from the window, just manifested. What are the chances? 100%. So now I couldn't believe this is happening. I called for the lizard and it came. Be careful what you wish for sitting under the tree, right? Anyway, so I guided it to the kitchen. I said, all your food is out there in the kitchen. I'm not quite sure if it's the same lizard. See, I don't know. You can only, with these tiny little things, you don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, or you don't know. It's just there alive. So it's the presence is very strong. Lizard's presence is very, very strong. Actually, they can just, like camels have that too. They can just get into a spell and just walk and walk and walk in the desert. Right? I've seen lizards. They can just sit in one place and just be there for a long time. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're taking a nap. I don't know if they're just waiting for food to come around. I'm not sure. I don't have much knowledge in that area, but I just go with the flow and I just go with my instinct, So I wanted to make my coffee and I'm going to heat it up. It's right underneath that. Like, aren't you going to feel weird? Aren't you going to feel hot? I'm trying to shoo it away for its own safety, but it's not budging. It's just there with its head perked up. I don't know. Whatever is going on in that lizard's mind. Poor thing. Anyway, I wanted to mention that because I saw a lizard outside. And I'm thinking, even in the night, I came back in the evening, that lizard is still there under the stuff. So the whole day it was just laying there. It's not dead. No, it's alive. Trust me, I do have experience with the dead lizard, which I accidentally killed. I'm confessing. Because it was right by the door, aligned with the rim of the door, vertical. So when I closed the door, it was a crappy door. It didn't even have a latch, and it just bashed it, and then because of the lizard's spongy effect, it just bounced back, and but then the lizard got hit so perfectly, it in its entire body there, it was just dead instantly, and it fell down. It was sad. I cried so much after that. I couldn't stop thinking about how I have become a lizard murderer. So hey. I'm just a normal human being going through all the things everybody goes through, right? Why I mentioned that was when we take our mind to a different attitude and how you go about in your life. It's a silly story, right? I mean, by now I'm sure 10 people have even switched off the talk. Nobody's even listening to it. It's so boring. But ultimately, there will come a time in your life where you just want to slow down and things start to work actually a little better, proportionate to how your body is grown, become old, capable or not capable. You're not running after things that your mind is running, but your body is not capable, and all that balancing stuff. But I've been having a good time with my lizard under the stuff, you know what I mean. At that time when I'm talking to it or I'm checking on it, I'm not feeling anything. You understand what I'm trying to say? There is a style to it, right? There is a way that one can carry themselves with grace and dignity on any topic, whether it's love, whether it's beauty, whether it's pain, whatever that is, because life carries all that. It carries all the flavors of everything that is created. It's the nature of creation, isn't it? Animals do feel pain. We had a parrot for a long time. It had some problem, it would start becoming neurotic, it was angry. When you see when animals going through all that, kind of hits you. Not anything special or made up the same thing, same life. They feel exactly the same kind of love. Oh, precious, precious memories we have with them. And we had several cats. So the lizard started it all. You can even love a lizard, no fear, because I remember I told you the story. I manifested it. And it is better now. It's probably eating up the roaches. It's never ending though. That kind of mindset, roaches, it just keeps coming. It breeds like crazy, and that energy, whew, my God. Yeah, it gets sometimes so bad that you go into weird state of mind that you want to kill yourself. It's just, I can't take this anymore. Anybody has a different important problem, sorry to make yours look like disrespected, but it was like an exaggerated version of, like I said, where you're doing penance. This is how it's manifesting here in this day and age, I think. You're in deep penance, you're focusing, you want to do better, and then this whole drama starts to happen. So it feels like it's at a different level of irritation and pain and frustration, and the solutions are not working. One time the roach fell right into my batter, whatever I was making, something. So I had to throw the whole thing off. I'm a vegetarian, No, there was no thought of eating it. Anyway, get cleaned up. As you go along, your body starts to stop doing things that it used to do and all that. But again, we are so distracted and we have so many other demands of life that we're not into this kind of thinking, leave alone experiencing it. So for me, it was kind of like a wake-up call, not sudden. It was gentle, slow, very respectful, decent, and the penetrating nature was very, kind, soft, and it started to rise up this love within me, and change it. I had a vision one time where So one kind of a session happened and the spirits lifted off, and then my body was just laying there pathetically, so sad and so like something has to come off of it or something like that to maintain the balance. And I don't know the end of the story in that vision, but I think, like I said, it is a process and you kind of decode it as you move along. You think of this, you think of that, that reminds you of this reminds you of that. And as I'm talking, actually right now it's happening, my whole body is coming free. My nose is all opened up, no stuffy. I just wish it works even scientifically, because there is energy in the sound. There is inflection of emotion in my tone. Are you with me? There is an inflection of love, basically is love within, and that's coming out like this. I wanted to do something with this energy. Now it's become a habit. I don't even think about it. Suddenly it might come and I obey and I just start to record, and then something beautiful comes out, and then it helps me even to listen to it again, listen to that voice again, read something that I wrote. It's not something that you learn, it just happens because of what you're searching for from within. Very spontaneous it is, but it's very freeing. So think about it. 20 years have gone by and this is what it's become. When I first found the voice, I used to sing, but not like a professional singer or anything like that. Even now it's just a matter of the heart and the mind, and a few beautiful compositions have erupted from within. But there's no competition, or there's no aggressive intention, or craving for it to be seen, or there is nothing. It's just an experience, and like I said, it's a friend and it's with you. For each one it can become into something beautiful in your shape and your form. When I first listened to that voice, it came out, I would sing something that I know, and then it becomes something that I never knew existed within me. Follow me? It turned into something else, turns into something else. You don't know what's going to happen. You really are not. It's very, very spontaneous. That's why it catches you off guard. This whole flavor and this nature of this spirit that wants to bless you, that wants to heal you, that wants to show you the way. It's actually becoming so pleasant and comforting. When somebody consoles you and you feel comforted, then you're comfortable with that person, isn't it? Right? So that it becomes like that. Now you're carrying it everywhere you go, like somebody's watching you. Gets better and better and better. So hey, I understand if you're in pain. Everything does hurt. But here's the answer to that. It's going to teach you something. It's going to give you some kind of a healing come out of it, and it may even help you to overcome your fear, and to see it in the reality of exactly what's going on. It may not be easy, but we can start somewhere. Because man, if I want anything, if I could wish for anything right now, God's listening, it is for women to feel a little more free in their bodies and not accumulate so much pain. You know what I mean? Bless the womankind that carry this burden, their whole entire life, and they have long lives. So it's a lot of work that God gets done through women. God bless us all. This is the answer, is it's okay, gonna get better. I understand. Don't give it too much, and don't ignore it either. Doing the right thing, doing the best thing that you can with what you have, and wherever you're at. Just look around, come out of that shell, come out of that if you can. Not like start walking if your leg is broken. No. You have to do what needs to be done. But basically, removing the clutter, removing the deception layer of accumulated, habits and lies, and you can tell, right? I mean, it's an energy. It's a spirit. It's you need to experience it from within yourself. Yeah, we're good at finding it in others. That's fine. Then we can get a little more mature in our handling life. It's hard. We're transitioning, so something is ending and something is beginning, in my opinion. So it may look bad, and maybe it is bad, but we'll get through it. We'll overcome it. We'll have to accept the situation. We're here, we're alive, we have a body, we have shame, we have to cover it. Simple things, master it. One word, one line that just fills the space with this light and energy of where did that come from? It catches everybody's attention, especially your own. See, this is a process where we can then understand, learn a lesson, and then come out again and practice it with everyone, and make it stronger in its presence, and love the world, love the people, create a liking towards life, live it the best we can, whatever karma we can, righteously we can kind of tally it, the accounting. Doing everything from the place of stress or miserable attitudes or uncontrollable emotions. I have been through it all. It's very, very disturbing. It's disturbing to the self, and it's disturbing to anyone who comes in contact with it. So we all just need to grow up. And thank you. And we need to recognize it. And for that we need to do a little bit of work, isn't it? That balance. Don't overdo. I've done it and I've ruined I'm thinking I want to rest, but how? One has to get up, do the stuff for your body, for your own self. Now I'm thinking, great, all day I thought I'm going to rest, but I never got rest. So in one place it's rewarding, in another place it's very challenging. So one needs to know that a mind is very, very capable. It's a good computer, so it knows that knows how to do the work when it knows what to do. You know what I mean? So let's do the work, continue. And wow, 44 minutes has gone by. Everything is hurting. but we're here to pray for you and make sure that we all get to a better place, and we'll feel better tomorrow. Like I said, it's a spirit, it just drenches you, and you'll feel better. It's miraculous. There's science, there's healing, there's prayers, everything is happening, no magic. It's work. I love this place within me, and the part of myself that is connected with it to be able to translate it and share it in our limited language. Very grateful. It's a gift, One thought leads to the other, and then now you're swimming in this beautiful ocean of wisdom, even if you don't know swimming. One thing leads to the other. That's why we call it very spontaneous. It's a very spontaneous manifestation of God's love through song and spoken word, is what He called it. Anyway, this is the second one today, because let it flow. When I'm all stirred up and just filled with this energy. So sometimes it needs an outlet to see what's in there, how it translates into beautiful words and concepts of wisdom, and the learning that we're doing in our lives that we're living. It's a beautiful experience. When it starts to spark and rise, it starts to, वो जो क्या कहते हैं, कुछ गुली करते हैं ना अंदर से. It starts to squirm around, and it starts to basically fill your entire being with itself. It's a powerful spirit. Content with intention is a topic, because we all have creative energies inside. Everybody is creating, and the world has become filled with beautiful talents, gifts, unmatched. The level at which people can sing and do art and dance, it's another level, isn't it? There is a lot of content. For me, in my personal experience, as I explore and look into all the gifts and talents within me, it's been a different journey, in a way that it's not of this world. That's why it never fit in, it never exalted itself into some kind of an expression out there that would flourish, make money. Nothing. Began with dance, music. My voice changed later after the body work. But mostly I connect with devotion. Bless my mom for that. She kept that going in the house, like a church. You may relate it to a church gathering. Like my husband said, it's a service. That's why it's called a service. It's free. You come to take what you need, peace, word of wisdom, to go and cope with whatever is happening in your life. Never too late. We were famous for that. Wherever we lived, we created a gathering every evening, singing devotional songs, and everybody loved it. Content with intention. Anything that we share, where is it coming from? What is the intention behind it? It's been a journey, definitely. It's been a transformative experience. From wanting the talent to be seen, to be glorified, only then would we be fulfilled or satisfied, to giving it freely, absolutely spontaneous, and expecting nothing of it. I remember in college, I got into doing the watercolors, and I got introduced by my friend who was actually able to do an online course, some art course, I think. So she would get these books filled with roses, painted roses, and I would try to copy that and create my own improvised version of it as much as I can. Like, I didn't have any formal training, so I'll just go with my gut feeling. And once I get in the spirit, then it would be just a matter of time before I finish it. It's a different kind of an expression of an art that I touched base within myself. It's been a great friend, definitely. The gifts and talents are something that we don't think about it that way, but it is always a friend, always there to let out that emotion, or be in a space of complete comfort and intimacy with oneself. It's a pure form. So that's what had happened. And then when I reflect on it, then I put it together. It's like my gifts have been just for giving and serving, never ever to make money out of it or put a price on it, because sometimes it's defeating and deceiving. Just when somebody looks at it from outside, the automatic reaction is to critique it, is to find faults. For me, it's a more energetic relationship, with what intention I did it, where did it come from, what was the occasion that made me do it. All those things matter. Most of the times when I did artwork for somebody else, like making a card for somebody, it is so much joy, because you're doing it for somebody else and you're going to give it away, as a gift. Nothing can match that expression of a selfless giving and receiving, if they understand it. Of course, there are other immature minds that demand it and say, I want it, and it's never happened. It never cheapens itself. Understand? There is a respectful space that it wants to be in. Many would relate to this. Most of the time we have it subdued or suppressed, because the moment it is touched with negative energy, it gets offended. It's a very vulnerable state of mind, because you have to give all of yourself, your mind, your energy, your intention, your work, your space. Greatest space of school. It's the greatest teacher. I have used it through my pains. Anyway, we try to avoid pain. It's natural for the body. But if you come to a level of a little bit of understanding how we can go through the pain with the aware intention, it's very healing, organic, natural. Meaning it pushes away all the fears of not thinking that I'm not going to be able to do it. Thinking, it's all thinking that I'm not going to make it. Thinking, oh my God, I'm going to fall. No, no, I can't do it. So even before we start a project, we have thoughts like that, right? So it's been a great trainer. It's like a gym. You exercise your mind to stay for long hours in one space and place, and you exercise your mind to focus on the same project for a period of time. Nobody thinks about all these things. It just happens naturally, the same. But when we slow down, you have the space to think clearly. When we talk like this, conversations like these are very comforting. And a great company to be with. So I am practicing it. Everything that is being said here is what's happening in my life. And this is kind of like my reflection, you may say. And I'm okay with how people may take it or understand it, because that's how they are feeling and how they are thinking in their minds. So this is my next level of penance, where even if all the old memories, the old patterns of how we used to feel when somebody said something or filtered the truth that we're trying to express in a different way, it hurts, isn't it? When you're not understood the right way, it hurts. But the question is, have you understood yourself the right way? When that happens, it's not like an attitude where you just don't care, or you have covered yourself up with walls and walls of defenses and rules and regulations in order to cope. No, I'm talking about just dismantling and breaking all the walls, just to know who you really are from within. Then when old memories come back, now you're reflecting on it from a different place. The intention is completely different, very clear, very clean, and very authentic. So that's my recent penance, because that is happening. The old memories are being stirred up. All the time you thought you escaped, or you got saved, or you're in a different place, is now bringing back memories of old times, how it used to be. It's good because it's a test, isn't it? The software is being tested. So I'm open now. We'll see what happens. We'll see how I react, what is inside of me. Let it come out. Let me move on with this process of fine tuning to the absolute perfection of the soul, the spirit, the mind, and the body. That way, maybe there will be a connection with the oneness, with the one that we're trying to be one with, and experience that place of absolute bliss. Theoretically, sounds good. It's not easy. But so what? If I have to work hard for something and attain it and reach it, you know, why not? Why wait for somebody else to do it? Why not we do it? After all, it's our journey. We're the ones who's with us all the time. So when you have gift like that within you, basically now it's a craze. People just creating content and just twisting it and making it a new one. It's just become so contaminated. So it's hard to tell with what intention was it created. and with what intention is it being shared. That is how it is going to be effective. Please don't be shy. That is all we have. If you have a part of yourself that you can sing to God or to, with devotion, that place is very, very healing. It's a wonderful place to be in. On the topic of singing, anyone can create a space for themselves. They want to be in it. Everyone equally possesses the free will to make choices, isn't it? Including a child. It's going to grow up into what he's made of. Oh, I wish to God that all this controlling and overpowering and wanting to be on the top, all those energies just falls away. When the intention of love comes to simply be in the presence of simple beauty and love and sharing, and that turns into something really, really complicated and compulsive and oppressive. We've taken it too far now, isn't it? Everybody must have the space to exhibit their or exercise their free will to do what they want. You know what it feels to be poked at all the time. Anything you do is wrong, anything you say is wrong. See, when especially children are being bombarded like that, it's hard for them to think or even know what they want to do, what they're made of. I love them. I love them to fall, hurt, and heal on their own. That way, they will rise up to the real confidence and the truth of what they really are. We really don't have any right to do it to anybody, including ourselves. These kind of talks that came, I made it into videos, and I'm keeping myself busy. It's really nice to be in the company of wisdom, like I said, the only friend that actually lasts, and even when you leave, it'll stay forever. Find that that is hidden inside of you from the beginning of time, and will make it shine without any fears. Because we're sharing something, and it should be respectful and it should be dignified. Just be yourself. Why go into twisted states where you want the other person to think something else other than what it really is? Get it? Let's twist all the way around and come back to become straight. Right? And so that's what I'm working on. And I hope you will join me as friends to figure out what that means. To be creative, understand the content, and deliver it with intention of a selfless giving, and share it freely in love.